Hi everybody, it's Michelle, and in this video I wanted to talk to you guys just about some changes in planners and just thinking about what to do for next year for 2015 so that I can be more productive and not be so anxious about how I have everything set up. So I'm going to show you guys some of the options that I have and some of the things that I'm testing out right now. So right now I am actually in this planner, and I moved my bullet journal contents into here. I love these cover stories. You know, I have the pocket sides too. Everything is in here, my wallet, and I just cut out grid paper for my bullet journal, which I've been doing, you know, every day, just the bullet journal. I do have a monthly calendar in here, and this is the 2015 calendar, which came for free in the last packet of Franklin Covey inserts that I bought for 2014. So I just stuck that in there. And then I just have a little section of notes for the business, and then a section for list that I'm keeping track of, and other just reference material. And then my other, you know, wallet contents are in here also. So this is what I've been using for about 3 weeks. Carrying around, it goes with me everywhere that I go. And I love this thing. But still, I don't know. I think it's just the way that my brain works, but I have a hard time just jotting notes down when I'm in a 3-ring binder. I don't know why. I have all of this paper back here, blank paper, that I could just jot and scribble notes. But I know that whenever I look at switching out a binder or what I want to save, I'll see all these scribbled notes and think, oh, do I keep that? Do I don't keep it? Should I throw it away? And I think that causes me to not want to do it in the first place. I don't have that problem when I'm using like a bound notebook. I'll scribble and write whatever in there and not even think twice about it. So even though I love this, I absolutely love it, I may be moving out. I'm not sure. So right now I am testing out this. And what this is one of these that I made. And it's similar to Midori, which I'll show you that right here. But it's made with paper. So this is chipboard, and I just made it into like a book. This one has the strings on the outside. It's not really, this is like my prototype here. It just runs around. I think this is my A5 size I made. And this one is a little smaller, made for the Moleskine Cahier. I made it to fit those. I'm going to show you how this one is put together. But what I have in here now, and I saw this, let me make sure I check the name correctly. See, I have it jotted down because I don't have a problem jotting notes and just scribble in a notebook like this. It was the Altered Books. I saw a video on this. Altered Books, the Fauxdori by Marie, I think it's Lori Delage Carlson, and it's here on YouTube. She makes these gorgeous books like this. I think hers are larger. I'm not sure. And then she, of course, puts in her composition books or whatever notebook that she gets. She decorates those and puts these books together. And then uses them, and she's been making them for years, and I just thought it was such a great idea. And this one here is a medium weight chipboard. These are the light chipboard, which is probably good enough, but I wanted something sturdy for this. And grunge paper. This is grunge paper here. So I just covered the two sides. I measured it out to see what size I wanted it. I covered the sides with scrapbook paper. Used grunge paper as the binding. Of course, I made my holes there and hole here for the elastic. I just strung a button here at the top. You didn't have to do that, but I had a button, and since this was flowers, I decided to put my flower button. It's a wooden button. And I have 6 strings. The way I strung it up is with 6 strings. And you just kind of have to experiment with the way that you put the elastics in. There are other videos that show you how to string the elastic. I think one is from Dark Child. He makes the Fauxdori with, I believe, 3 holes at the top. And he shows you how he strings his up. Mine is strung up nothing like that. I only have 2 holes and I have 6 elastics on here. Let me pull this one this way since my pens. I had already made these books. I made this one for a tutorial here on how to make an altar composition book. And this is the one that I had already made for my bullet journal when I switched back to the bullet journal last month. And these are a little bigger on the side than the Kaye, but they're shorter. But they're so cheap. These are like, what, $1 at Walmart? And you don't feel bad about scribbling in them and using them for just jotting down notes. Of course, you know, the Kaye, even these with the craft paper, are at least $10 or $11 for the pack of 3. But I did get them with the grid paper. So this is how I have mine strung. Just with the 2 holes. I did double up the grunge paper on the inside. I glued it on. Most of this is done here, all of this. And the binding on here onto this side with some score tape just to hold it in place. And glue. Plain old school glue. Elmer's glue. It doesn't dry like immediately, but once it's dried on there, it's secure. It's not going anywhere. And I was having a problem with my ink smearing. This was an ink pad that I smeared on this grunge paper. It's kind of modeled with the antiquing and with some pink ink. It was smearing all over my fingers. My fingers are a mess. So I just covered it up with Mod Podge. Just put a layer of Mod Podge so it would stop smearing on the inside and outside. But I just ran mine through the elastic back and forth until I got 6 bands on here. And then just tied it right there. It's all one continuous piece of elastic. And then I did my hole in the center here for the band. I measured it first and I tied it off, and then I strung it back through from the inside to make my outside band. And that is my book. I love these colors. I forgot I had this paper. This is a good way, if you're a scrapbooker or if you collect all this paper, this is an excellent project to get rid of some of your paper. If you have chipboard, you don't even necessarily have to use chipboard. I just wanted a really hard surface. If you have cardstock, you can use a single piece or double up your cardstock just to give it more of a secure backing. I do recommend this grunge board, or the grunge paper, because it was so much easier and I don't have to worry about it coming apart. Because with these, I did not have the grunge paper. I used more of the chipboard and some washi tape, and this one I believe I made like this hinge. It's hard to tell the way it's painted. I made a hinge with cardstock and glued it so that it hinged that way. And then I covered up this seam here with washi tape. And I did Mod Podge over this also to secure the washi tape onto there because it kept wanting to come up and just make it a little more reinforced. And that was that one. And this one, actually, I put together with duct tape. Underneath the paper is duct tape, and that's how I made my hinge. This is also chipboard. So this is 3 separate pieces. Chipboard here, chipboard on each side, and it's glued, taped together with duct tape. And the outside I just put more paper, and I did put clear packing tape on this one to hold down all of this paper and the washi tape on the hinge. I didn't poke the holes on the ends of this one because I just strung it, on the outside there. And I can always undo this and redo it and remake it. But I'm not worried about this. I think I'm just going to use this for a storage binder for old books that I just need to archive away. But this is an excellent way to get rid of extra materials, or to store, make some of these to store your old Midori inserts. You can't beat it. If you already have it at home, you don't even have to go buy anything. If you have the elastic, this elastic I did color with a Sharpie, and you could do that with all of your elastic. So that's this one, the A5 size. There was another tutorial I saw online on making these books, and she had a great idea. It's the paper addiction, and if you look up her video, the super simple organizer, she makes books very similar to this, but she just strings elastic on the outside. She doesn't even punch the holes, and it's a smaller one that she's made, and it's pretty thick, and she just runs the elastic right through around the outside. But so pretty, such great ideas, and great way to get rid of some of your extra supplies. So this one is intended for these books, which I made it a little bit bigger than the other so that it could accommodate the wider width of these cheap composition books that I have. This one here, I put just like lists and collections, long-term information like my reading list, that type of information. And let me string this up to show you how easy that is. This one here was my bullet journal, and I'm just scribbling notes about anything and everything in here right now. Because remember, I'm still just testing this out. This one, oh, I'll talk about this in a second. Let me string it down. This one is a little complicated. There's not really anything in there, but I will be using it. And this one right now is still blank. I think I'm going to use this one for my calendar. I'll put in a monthly calendar, have my information on my bills, and then maybe do like a week to view with notes. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to get away from doing like a daily bullet journal, start doing a weekly type bullet journal with the week over here on one page, the days listed out, and just like a weekly to-do list and notes for the week. And then put my business information in here also, I think. Or I might do a separate one just for the business information. Because I still have one of these that I can put in here. I just have it put away and saved right now. So this one here, I wanted to try to use this one as my faux Hobonichi instead of using the actual Hobonichi, which I was getting very stressed and trying to do the paper every day and trying to figure out what I wanted to put on the paper, especially if there was nothing going on that day. And it's not supposed to be stressful. It's supposed to be something that you enjoy doing. So I wasn't enjoying it the last 2-3 weeks. I was just feeling a lot of pressure to get it done. I was wanting to go back into a faux Hobonichi because then I could just do, I could skip a whole day if I wanted to, or I could do just half a page per day, however I wanted to set it up, because maybe there was something going on, but it wasn't a whole lot. So I just wanted to make sure I put that down, but I didn't need the whole page for that. So I have 3 of the Miguel Ruiz books that are just sitting there. I'm not doing anything with them right now, but I thought I don't want that big heavy book right now. So, and I wanted something that I could carry around with me so that I could jot in there if I'm out and I don't have to carry all that stuff with me. So I thought, well, this is perfect for that because I can do 1 page per day. If I want to, I can split it and do 2 days on this 1 page. And it's small enough where I can carry it with me everywhere. I can stick this book in here amongst all my other books, everything else that I need to keep track of and take notes on. Or if I decide to keep using this, then all I have to do, it doesn't fit perfectly, but it does fit in here. I can't have a pin there, but I can stick it right back here, stick it in my personal size, and take it with me. And then that way I have it with me everywhere. And when this book is done, depending on how many days I use up in it, I just take it out, stick it in my archive book here, and then I can have all my whole year archived in this book. They'll be in separate little books, but it'll be the whole year in this book, which I thought was a fantastic idea. So I did kind of start this, but of course you can see that I don't have it filled out. I put the first 3 days of the month here because I just did this last night. So this was yesterday and I still don't have anything on here. I just don't know. I'm just not motivated to do anything right now. So I will be filling it in though. It's probably going to be, most days will be like 2 days on one page, except for special days like birthdays, holidays, or just something if we have like really big trips or vacation or things like that going on. I may need more than one page, or I need the whole page. So this is what I'm going to try to do, which I know I have those other Hobonichis coming in the mail. So I can't really make up my mind for sure what I'm going to do until I get those and I decide how I want to set everything up for next year. So right now, this is what I'm doing. I'm testing this out. My calendar is still in here. I haven't moved it to here, and I don't think I'm going to do that until I make up my mind what I'm going to do. So I do have the Hobonichi stuff here because I'm pretty sure that I will be moving into that. And just all of my notes and things here because I really like using just this cheap notebook to keep my notes. That's that. I will show you that I did make this too. And this is the leather book. This is just my prototype. It's some scrap leather that I had here, and I have to go find my good leather. I don't know where I hid it away. I have a whole roll of leather. We have all the leather working tools. And I need to find my stains and get some stamping tools out also. Everything's put away. But I did cut this larger. It is like, this is like an A5 size. And I have the Hobonichi in here for right now. My cousin, because I was just testing the size. So right now it just has the cousin and the Flex A5 notebook. Now, if I do decide to make a leather one, of course it's going to be fancier than this, and it's not going to be plain leather. And I need to figure out how I really want to do this. I don't know why I punch these holes like this. This is not how I want to have them punched. So I need to work on that and figure that out. And I may want to wait and make these for the B6 size. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the B6 size. No matter what, I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep the A5 fake Hobonichi from Taiwan and use that just as a journal whenever I can, for the kids mostly. Now this cousin, I'm pretty sure I'm not keeping it. And that is the same for the A6 size. I'm pretty sure I'm not keeping it because I'm just not going to use it on. And I don't want to touch it and ruin the book if I don't think that I'm going to use it, because I have my little A6 size Miguel Ruiz. And then I have a couple more of these that are a different brand. It's the Essentials brand that I ordered off of Amazon. They were cheaper than this Miguel Ruiz book. I don't know why these are so expensive. They're like running anywhere from $14 to $18 just for this little tiny notebook. I like having this in here, and I can just draw or jot down, and I'll do watercolor in here because I'm not afraid of the paper getting messed up or messing anything else up. So I like that for that. And I have the other one. So I'm not going to use my A6 Hobonichi. I was so excited to get, you know, all my Hobonichi orders, and then I just got too frustrated with the paper. And it's just not worth it if it's going to frustrate you. So they're probably going to end up going to a new home. So that is kind of where things stand right now. I'm hoping to have it all worked out by the end of the year, or at least by the time the new planners come in the mail, and then I can sit down and really figure out what I'm going to do. But I hope you guys are having better luck than I am trying to figure out what you're going to do for 2015. I know I'm not the only one who's been frustrated with the Hobonichi or even the Fauxdori and trying to fill out a whole day on a page, because I've noticed I joined the Hobonichi group or just some of the other groups on Facebook, and other people have mentioned it also. I don't know, maybe it's just like a cycle. Maybe I'm just feeling burned out with it right now. And I'm hoping that I don't regret it if I do get rid of it, but I don't think so, because I'll have the other one, or I can just make my own again. So it's, you know, we shouldn't feel pressure to do something. It should be something that we enjoy doing. And that's all I have to say about that. But you guys, if you have any questions about any of this, just let me know. And once again, it was the paper addiction, and Marie, let me get the name again. Marie Laurie Delage Carlson on YouTube that had the tutorials for making these books. And they're very simple to make. They don't take long at all. So questions, put them in the comments. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.